Well, hi. Let me go over this report that we did for you. First of all, I've never seen so many programs at the local level and county level as around where you are. But this video is in two parts. I mean, I'm in a Starbucks, so if you hear the noise in the back of them making whatever they're making back there, I just want to get this out to you because I know it's a bit late. But there's two parts to the report. First is all the local and the county and the city programs and nonprofit organizations, and then the federal and state also. And then the second video, which will be after a pause on this one, you'll see me in a different question mark too, covers all the way to get money, for real estate on the internet programs. These are, the crowdfunding and the share economy, stuff like that. So there's two parts of this program. It's a little loud, but I figure if I tell you what's there, it maybe sink in, and you can easily decide, hey, what are you going to start first? Okay, first is the video that you're watching already, so we don't have to explain that. Then your city programs. Okay, now because what pops out in your city is still programs for the hurricane. So if you can see that your house you're gonna buy or the house you have now or whatever was affected by the hurricane, there's money for you to help you with that. And there's low interest loans for rehabilitation money, and this is rehabilitation for two kind of programs. There's also another one for the handicap, and they're grants, $5,000. Or here, $95,000 loan to fix up rental property. So man, if you see a decent property where you think is a good rental, but it needs a fix up, that's money, because that's sometimes hard, because that means you don't have to live in it. A lot of these programs that give you great deals, you have to live in it for a while before you sell it. So that's a pretty good deal. Money to replace an existing home. So you got a great plot and a lousy home. You want to get rid of that sucker, plow it down, and get another one. Okay, $35,000 is 0% interest forgivable loan for down payment for a new home. That's forgivable. In other words, it is after a certain number of years or whatever, they just forgive it, but zero interest. Who the heck is going to give you zero interest? Okay, buy a new home, and you pay only cost for hazard insurance. That's right. All you have to come out of pocket with the new home is to pay for insurance. Wow. I mean, that's amazing nowadays. Okay, free home buyer assistance. This is at the county level now we're at. Free foreclosure prevention. Okay, you think you have a home that you're going to be foreclosed on, or not, you're in the middle of foreclosure. Any of those things. That's help there. $35,000 down payment. $35,000 down payment. Man, that's a lot of money. $30,000 is 0% interest to fix up your home. That's right. I don't know why. People seem to ignore government programs, and it's silly. Who else? I mean, go into Chase Bank and see if you can get $30,000 at 0% interest. Okay, $25,000 lump sum for mortgage reinstatement. Right. So this means if you haven't paid in the last couple of months on your mortgage or whatever, and look at this, it's interest. Oh, that's repair. They'll give you $25,000 to pay your back mortgage, come up to speed. Or here, $50,000 to principal reduction with if you're underwater with your mortgage, okay? So that's amazing. So your mortgage is too big, and you're underwater, and you owe more than the house is worth. So here's a place that gives you $50,000, and it shrinks your mortgage by $50K. I mean, I don't know about you. I've been studying programs for a long time. That still seems amazing to me. Free legal assistance with mortgage. See, if you're worried about your mortgage and looking for legal help, or worry about, even if you're not worried about paying your rent and you're looking for legal help, if you Google legal help, you're going to get charged a lot of money. These are free people, and they don't charge, and you can't find them in Google because you're only going to find the free ones when you go there. Financial assistance for housing developers. Money just for housing developers. $10,000 down payment assistance. $7,500 forgivable loans, 0% interest. Same kind of loan, you heard it before, but it's a different organization. So that's why there's lots of places for this stuff. Easy loans for homes in certain zip codes. They're trying to get people, to move into certain zip codes so you get a real big deal, and that's great for kind of investment property too. Free home buyer classes, $500,000 create affordable housing. That's right. So here's money if you want to buy a building and turn it into a bunch of condos or whatever it is for affordable housing for people. That's what you can do. Loans to develop affordable housing in minority communities. Loans for multi-family rental property. Yeah, here's a four housing unit. And you want to turn it into property for low-income folks or something like that. There's money for that. Or a big condo building or whatever. Money for rehabilitate foreclosed property and abandoned homes. That's right. So now people going around looking for to flip houses for abandoned homes or foreclosed property. There's money to help you do that. Historic preservation grants, and tax credits, foreclosure prevention program. That's at the county level, $30,000 again to fix up your home. Help finding rental property. That's a place where you can put your property on the market there. So the government will help you get tenants, grants to help neighborhoods with foreclosures, money for builders and developers, multifamily rental development loans, recovery after the storm, and you just had another one, get a home at affordable mortgage with sweat equity. This is another way to get into a house when you have no money. Habitat Humanity, that's a program where you have to work. And that becomes your down payment and equity and whatever, and you get a great mortgage, with very low interest rates you can't get anywhere else. Also, remember, your library is really good for everything, anything. Stuff you're coming from me to and things like that. Go to the library, check with them first. They're free. I used to, when I was first starting this business, I used to work for Fortune 500 companies do it. I'd call the library, get it for free, and then I'd charge my clients, $100 an hour, whatever the charge at the time, to do it. So here, actually, a lot of public libraries will even help you set up businesses on the internet and stuff like that. So if you don't know how to do that, you go in, or how to set up a Facebook account, and you're a little worried and not sure. They do that for you too, but you got to check with them to make sure. But here's the most important thing about libraries. They have access to database of grants from foundations. See, what I do is show you nonprofit organizations, state and local government, stuff like that, and the internet. But what they collect is information on foundations. These are these big organizations that just give money, mostly to nonprofit, but not all the nonprofits. So that's why, but their information that they sell to find out about them is very expensive. It goes up to like $1,500 a year just to use their information. But the library has it. They can show you where to get it for free. So they have a database on 10,000 private grants for individuals, and they have another database of 140,000 organizations that give out grants. Now, these are foundations. Now, what's interesting is these foundations don't even have websites. That's why you can't find these suckers anywhere. Okay, now here's what's going on a lot is high-speed internet access. So there's programs it's income determined. So here's for $9.95 a month for high-speed internet access. Another one's free cell phones and 500 free minutes. Because if you don't have this kind of technology at hand, you're really out of the game in survival in this country nowadays. So that's why there's programs like this. You got to look into them. There's another one for a discount. There's a lot more federally funded. And actually, I just read in the paper today. It's not in here because it's going to go away soon. It's by Sprint. Sprint. If you go to sprint.com/1, the number 1, and then million, MILLION with a capital M, people, PEOPLE, and I think it's people, but anyway, it's free Wi-Fi. They're going to give 1 million people free Wi-Fi for 4 years, and it's really aimed at kids in high school who don't have Wi-Fi at home. So if you don't have Wi-Fi at home, you have a kid in high school, you have till I think October 28th to get either your library to sign up for this program, because they run it through local institutions or your school or a nonprofit organization to do it. So just Google Sprint free Wi-Fi, 1 million, and it'll pop up. Okay, here's another thing you should do right away is go to a housing counselor. These people will help you through the process of anything financial help and information with to do your housing. So even if you're in debt and you don't know what to do and you don't know how to get out of debt, that's going to affect your mortgage, that's going to affect you paying your mortgage, that's going to affect all this other things. They help you with that. They help you through the buying process of buying a home or fixing them. Anything like that. They're free, and these are experts in the community who get grants to help you for free. And it doesn't matter what income you are. And here's videos. You can see videos of people get this money, and you can see how great they are, and whatever. Now, also the local county cooperative extension services does that too, and they're down here a little further. But first is the veterans. Now, veterans has something like that where they help vets for free get money on anything, and so it's housing, education, and actually the people who use them get twice as much money as the people who don't. Man, so they double your money. And this is, again, are people who are getting grants from the government to show you how to get more money. So that's amazing that we give grants, the government spends money to tell you how to get more money from them. You think General Motors would do that and buying a car from them. No, that's not going to happen. The government, that's right. Nobody knows the reason why this is around. It just is. I'm trying to get people to take advantage. Okay, here's a video of the program at the Department of Agriculture, which is the County Cooperative Extension Service you want to know about. A free professional has to any aspect of real estate might generate income. Incredible service. Right here, I sound like Donald Trump, don't I? It's it's huge service. Okay, and what they are, they give you. Oh, by the way, Donald Trump this is the way he makes his money. Using these government programs, his first $1 million deal was with the government program. I mean, he's no dummy, as we can see. A little bit of a windbag, but he's certainly not dumb. The small business development centers, again, they're professionals. They help you for free on anything with the business. So even if you're renting out an apartment, or you're on Airbnb or something like that, or you're a freelancer, or you want to start a small business, you want to start a real estate investment company, they'll help you with all the technical stuff or anything for free. Management, financial, tax problems, all this kind of stuff. Wonderful thing. Watch the video and you'll see what it is. Okay, 211. This is something you have to know about for the rest of your life if you don't know it. Because this is a database locally of people you won't find in Google. Because these are all people who give out stuff, money, help, and information for free. That's right, free. And see, these nonprofits you never find because they're not spending any money on Google, so you find them. Now here, I'll show you an example. Here's for mortgage. You put in mortgage in Google, look at it. You get 127 million websites. You're not going to live long enough, right, to do anything with that. So if you go in this 211, 32 websites. And these 32 websites, are all people near you. They're all people who don't charge you anything. Wow! So talk about the things that really are helpful in life. It's terrific. Well, how about legal help? I put in legal help. Okay, 71 results. In your county, right? And that's legal help. You go for legal help. You got a phone, you got a lawyer. They're going to charge you $400 an hour for something. Or utility assistance. Okay, you need to help paying your utility bills. 23 people, organizations that help you pay utility bills. So this is the way. You have trouble paying any kind of these bills. You go to 211. Call 211. See, that's something you call them because they're on the phone. They know these better than searching them. So do both. Call and search. Okay, then we have state programs. Man, loaded with state programs. Look at all the ones for Florida State Housing. Elderly Housing Community Loan. Home Investment Partnerships. Low-income tax credits. This is your investor or just for yourself. Multifamily Energy Retrofit Program. Multifamily Mortgage Revenue Bonds. Pre-development loan program. All of it. Okay, and here's $42,000 to pay your mortgage if you lose your job. $42,000. Pay your mortgage. $25,000 to bring your mortgage up to date. That's two separate programs. And then here's $15,000 down payment. $50,000, like we talked about this kind of program earlier, but from a different organization to reduce your mortgage. Wow, I mean, isn't that amazing? So you got maybe a $300,000 house or something now, and you have a mortgage of $300,000. Now it's only $250,000. Can you imagine? You're saving like $100,000 on it because that's what usually you pay with interest over the course of a loan. So that's a hell of a deal. $25,000 to pay back taxes on other items to qualify for a reverse mortgage. A lot of people don't take reverse mortgages because they're afraid of because they owe taxes on the house or something like that. Well, here's money to get rid of all that stuff, so you get the reverse mortgage. But later on, we'll tell you how to get free consulting help on that reverse mortgage before you decide, because these banks are just trying to shove it down people's throat. So you got to get armed to deal with these guys. Okay, here's down payment money, $15,000, 0% interest. Money for developers can give customers to purchase their property. Yeah, this is amazing. So, developer starts a development. And what the government does is give them a pot of money that the customers can use to rent their property. Wow, amazing. Online affordable housing locator, register your property. So this is another place where the government will register the property you have rented. Get an extra $2,000 in your pocket for buying a house. Florida Housing Money Credit Certificate, that's what that is. Clearing house for programs for people with special needs. So you have a disability or something like that. There's special programs for that. Developers get $15,000 to make an apartment more energy efficient. So if you have a 4-apartment building, 4 apartments in a building or something like that, you get $15,000 a piece to fix them up. Grants to pay utility bills and heating and air conditioning equipment. $2,600 to weatherize your home. Local banks that give you grants to put into your savings account. I mean, to me, this is amazing. There's 11 programs in Florida, and what they do, if you put $1 in your savings account, they'll put in $3 or $5 or whatever it is, and so it is just a bunch of free money, for just putting your money in it, and you just put a little, and they put a lot. Now, federal programs, if you have a mortgage now, call this hotline, because they'll work with you to see if there's a new government program to get your mortgage down, and if you Google this kind of help, you're going to get people who are going to sell you on one of those programs that may or may not be good for you. So somebody like this who's independent, they're not selling you anything, you want to check there first. 50% discount on homes, that's an incredible thing. HUD houses for sale, there's a lot of houses for sale, government homes, even Veterans Administration, FDIC has homes, U.S. Corps of Engineers, Customs, homes for sale. So that's where you can find out, it's like surplus home. Okay, here's the reverse mortgage consultants. There's the ones in your area, there's the link. You could do another list if you want to click on the details of those organizations. Single-family housing repair loans and grants in Florida. Okay, single-family housing direct loans in Florida. These are grants and loans, for people, and this is for rural areas, so you may or may not need this. Single-family housing guaranteed loans in Florida. So that's all the programs, in the government. Now, stay tuned for the next video that follows, because we're going to cover online stuff, internet, shared economy. You'd be surprised how people are using this stuff, where you can get money for housing with no credit check, no financial statements, nothing. That's what's so neat about the internet economy. So stay tuned, watch that. Okay, now let me go over some of the, let's say, non-government money sources and the non-money government sources for housing. Okay, first is peer-to-peer loans. I mean, everybody knows that the traditional loans. You go to the bank and to give them money to lend to somebody other money, and they make a lot of money in the middle. And if you go to the bank to borrow money, you get charged a lot, and if you go to the bank to save money, you don't get much. So that's why these peer-to-peer loans that are now popping up on their website, man, I think this is going to revolutionize everything. Not overnight, but it's growing. I mean, there's billions and billions of dollars now here, and it's a place to get money with cutting out the middleman. In other words, so if you go to a bank and put in $1 or something, they're only giving you like 1% nowadays on your money. And then if you go to borrow, they're charging you 10, 12% or something like that. So now on these peer-to-peer loans, what happens is that individuals go to the website and lend money to people, but in mass, so that you get 100 people lending you $10,000 or something like that. And so they're getting 3 or 4%, and you're only getting charged like 4, 5, 6%, 7%, or something like that. So that's why everybody's winning, except the fat cats on Wall Street, with the investors in the banks, and it makes it just a lot more personal and everything. So that's why I think there's a lot of reasons why this is going to grow. So I got some of the more popular ones. A lot of them, these are for businesses and things like that, for small businesses, large businesses, that people use them, individual loans. And see, what's neat about this stuff is that it's so much easier. It's faster. And also here's the banks, for community development financial institutions. These banks are banks, but they're friendly community banks, like the old ones in the movies. What was that movie with Jimmy Stewart? Where he had a little community bank and everybody was borrowing money from them, and the bank was going to go bankrupt and everybody's going to lose their house. Well, that's how these banks work. They're involved in the community. They're not invested because of they have to make people on Wall Street happy. It's the community. So that's why they're friendlier, they're nicer, they're lower interest rate. Okay, also you can make a lot of money from your home from the shared economy. I don't know if you read about this, but this is really taking over so much of our world now because of the internet. It's a way people are using the internet to do things themselves, make extra money, cut out middlemen. Nothing's traditional anymore. This is why more people are earning money, part-time on the internet and stuff like that than traditional jobs now, it seems. And that seems to be the way things are going. And they're piecing together different kinds of income. Well, now with a home, that's an asset. You become now a capitalist because you own a home or even rent an apartment or anything. You could act like a capitalist and make money from the fact that you own a home, not just your labor, or you're at a home, or you have a place. And one way is through Airbnb. I don't know if you know about this. This is like instead of hotels, people are using Airbnb. This only started like 5 years ago or so, and now they're a bigger company than any of the big hotel chains. They're probably the most valuable company. They're more valuable than any hotel chain. They're something like $50 billion now. It depends on who you count. Some have 40 or whatever. I mean, Hyatt Hotels is only like 13 billion. But see, what's interesting about Airbnb, they have only like 2,000 or 3,000 employees. Hyatt Hotel has like 130,000 employees or something like that. But Airbnb is making money for like 1 million people. And now I've read like 1.5 million people. So it's a way to make money. Like we make a bunch of money off our apartment that we have in Washington, D.C. just because we have an apartment. We put on Airbnb. And see, these platforms take care of everything. You don't have to worry about collecting money. You don't have to worry about insurance. You don't have to worry about marketing. They do it all. And it's amazing. And so now it's sort of like becoming a entrepreneur with training wheels or something like that. It's a great way. So now because you have a home, you have an extra room, you can make money. I mean, people are making $500 a month or whatever, off an extra room. People are putting tents in their backyard even and renting that out. Actually, it's called Airbnb because people started with an air mattress in their living room renting that out. And so there's all ways to make money. Look at that. I got an article there about how to use it or how to be an Airbnb host, or how to get money. It costs you nothing to try. See, that's the other thing. None of this stuff now costs any money to try to make money at. That's what's neat. Most of these, schemes or whatever that were on the internet and everything, they wanted money from you. That's how they made money, was getting money from you. Here it costs nothing to try, and you only give them a small percent after you get the money, and they collect the money, they check out the money, they do all the hard nonsense stuff that most of us don't like doing, and that's why this is growing so fast. Okay, another way through pets. Pets is another way, and I'll show you how to do that. People make $1,000 a month or so extra because they have another puppy around or something like that for a few days. And because there's a growing business in the pet business, there's a website shows you how to do it. And just sign up and see what happens. If you have room, you don't have to be a house owner. You can be a renter or an apartment renter and do this. Make money from your parking space when you're not using it. That's right. Just park. People, space. I mean, you're like a Wall Street fat cat, making your money make money. So here you can make your assets make money. That's what's neat about it. Or here's one for pet lovers. There's more about pet lovers. Or have people over for dinner, right, and make money. People from out of town love to have local people, and this has now become a big business. So if you like cooking for people, you can make money at it. Have friends over for dinner. It's not thousands of people like, a bus drives up up to your house, a nice couple or two couples from from somewhere you never heard of, have dinner with you, and they're happy to spend money. That's it. Now here's another thing: is crowdfunding. That's another thing, to make money. And I'll show you soon in real estate, but it's used for anything. Anything. This is now one of the biggest things that's up to $34 billion or whatever they're giving out last year. And it costs nothing. You don't have to pay the money back. It's free to do. See, that's nothing. All this stuff is free. No income requirements, no credit check. You keep the money forever. No complicated business forms, no business plans, no lawyers, no accountants. All this stuff, when you go out and try to get money for doing anything, that's what you usually have to do. It's fast, and there's no fat cat gatekeepers. Nobody's say, well, you can't do this. Nobody's going to buy this. It doesn't matter. You go on the crowds, and the crowds tell you, and it costs nothing to do that. So you know for sure, and you don't do it until they give you the money. Now I have a video there shows you how to set up a website. You have to remember it costs nothing. Some of these websites only take 20, 30 minutes to do. I have samples of people do this, startup money. They get like $500,000, and they don't even need a product. No product. Hey, I'm going to do this. You guys interested? And if they say yes, they give money, and then you collect enough money. Okay, I got enough to do it now. I'll come back next year, send you the product. Well, that's crazy, isn't it? I mean, would you go to Macy's and have them walk in, here's money, I'll come back next year and pick up the product? That's what people are doing on the internet. Why? Doesn't matter why, it's there. You're looking for a way to survive. This is a tool. These are all tools now in our society. There's dozens of people here. I show you my videos here. So I've interviewed like 700 people have done this. Also now you could use it for buying a home too, crowdfunding money. Now here I have some articles. What I did is I took articles that are out there that I reviewed and everything. They seem a good place to understand how to do it for buying a property, fixing up property and things like that, how doing it. Then I show you websites that are just for that. I mean, the major websites, if you heard of like Indiegogo or GoFundMe and places like that, they're not specific for housing. But these that I show you are for housing, so that's sort of interesting. You try both. I don't know what works. Nobody knows what works. You can ask all the advice you want, and until you try it, you really don't know. Okay, and also for investments. People want to flip homes. That's a big idea nowadays. Well, crowdfunding you could use for that. People are doing that now. Even the big time, flippers or whatever. Flippers. Wasn't that a TV show or something or whatever? And they're using it because it's a new way, it's a faster way, it's a better way, it's a fun way to get the money you need instead of talking to some stuffy banker, and that's what I have a video of a woman who runs one of these sites, that people use for flipping houses and things like that. A couple articles and then I show you other websites that do that. Now another thing that people really meetups are very popular now. That people get together in groups and talk about stuff or whatever. Well, now you go to any city. I mean, there's 100. They're like AA meetings, but they're for everything. I mean, you go down. I did it for your city. I did one, and you just put in like business and careers or something, and you'll see dozens and dozens, depending on the city, how many there are. And find one for real estate investors. There'll be one, there'll be two, there'll be a dozen, there'll be 20, there'll be 50, or whatever. And just show up. It costs $20 for a cheap meal or something like that, and that's it. But you find other real estate investors. If you don't know about this stuff, what you're probably doing is going online and searching Google, and looking for how to invest in real estate or something. And you'll get some huckster like me who will try to sell you something. And you don't have to do that, And why? Because then it's painful. It costs a lot of money. They have courses now, thousands of dollars worth. Donald Trump was selling them for like $20,000 or something, how to invest in real estate. You go to a meetup. And actually, by the way, he started his whole empire with a government property in Cincinnati, the ones I showed you about earlier, and so you could go to these groups and find out how other people are doing it. Then you have a friend who's in the business, who's doing it, other people like that could help you know exactly what's going on in your area because they probably already tried it and failed. So that's a better way to learn. than spending thousands of dollars on some course or whatever, and who the hell knows what you get. Trump's getting sued like hell out of these things. I mean, all that. I was involved and I saw all this stuff happening, all these get-rich-quick schemes. It just takes effort, and the knowledge is there. And it's just putting it to work and trying and trying and trying. Oh, here's another thing. It's fat cats, angels. And you could go, I mean, what's neat about the internet, too, is that it's getting everybody in a barrel. So all these fat cats that are out there want to invest in stuff, they're now all online. They're looking most of these websites, I'll show you, like angels.co, they're looking for companies or techie stuff or some kind of small business going. But real estate, I'm sure they'd be interested. You got to find somebody. But at least you have, like here, for your state, there's over there's 4,000 or 5,000 people in your state, fat cats, interested in investing in ideas. They're right there. Wow. I mean, all their contact information is there. I mean, before when I was growing up, you had to belong to the country club or something like that to find help like this, or get in touch with these people or beat on them or whatever it is. And there's other websites that have similar kind of thing. And then here's what I put in. This is where government offices that, well, they don't give out money, but they can get your money back. Because so many people get screwed nowadays. People who don't treat you right and stuff like that. I mean, or you don't know your rights, and everybody thinks you have to spend $500 an hour or $200 an hour, whatever lawyers cost anymore, and to get justice, but you don't. You could get the best attorneys in the world to work for you for free. You just have to learn the system. And they're there, and they have to fight for you. That's what they're there for, because they regulate that industry. So it's the cops. See, every business, everybody has cops that they have to report to, and you find those cops, and they come down, and even if you, the customer, are wrong, they have to investigate anyway. So that's what's neat. So you have power in the system this way. Otherwise, if you don't know about this, you have no power to me, because you have to spend $500, $1,000, $2,000 on a lawyer to get back at somebody, because they'll just say no, I'm sorry, or whatever, and get a letter from their lawyer, and their lawyers, even if you get your lawyers, are going to be better than your lawyer. They do this all the time, but nobody's good. It's sort of like you getting a letter from the IRS that you owe them $75. Well, even if the IRS is wrong, you probably pay them, right? Just to get it off your back. Well, for business, it's the same way. The insurance company gets a letter that they owe you $500, or you say they owe them $500. It's cheaper to pay you the $500 than to talk to that bureaucracy for the next 3 months or whatever the hell it is, and possibly lose and be fined or be thrown out of business. They have too much to lose by screwing with the government. It's easier to pay you off. So banks are that way, real estate brokers are that way, insurance companies are that way, even lawyers. There's even a pot of money, in your state capital for lawyers who ran off with your money. So we all that. And then how to check for any professional. And then also there's a national bill with the Federal Trade Commission that you could get, if bill collectors don't treat you nicely, you could get $1,000 from them. That's right, get $1,000 for them. I show you how to do that. It's something you could threaten from, when they say, hey, do you know you're violating the law? Here's the law, look it up, and here's what I'm going to pursue. And then I show you how to get free research help on anything. Google is a problem. It's good, it handles a lot of stuff, but you really have to know exactly what you're looking for. Like up earlier, we talked about, you put in mortgage debt, and you'll get 170 million websites or whatever, and that's why it's just overwhelming. You don't know exactly what to ask for. Now, it's great if you know what to ask for. You're looking for Matthew Lesko. Then you could find everybody like me. But if you're looking for money to solve a problem, and you do that, then Matthew Lesko will probably find you, because if I spend a lot of money on Google, I want to find people who have that question. And I'm going to spend a lot of money on Google because I know I can maybe get money from you. See, and that's what Google's all about. If it's a place to spend money. If you want to spend money doing something, Google, because everybody who wants to get money from you spends a lot of time and energy and money trying to figure out Google, how to make sure you see them when you go to Google. So that's what those first two videos are all about. And then I tell you about 211org, the organization I list up above. This is I mean, these are wonderful because this is a database of all nonprofit and government offices that solve problems. So nobody in their database will charge you a penny. Wow. And I call them the second best in the world because I feel I'm the best because I'll show you a lot more because I understand more of these things than they do. But this is a wonderful source, and I turn to it finding something and checking things. So even on reports, if I miss something or whatever, they don't have a lot of stuff I have because I somehow have a knack of taking something that they give and they don't see how it can be used for some reason, like houses for $1. They used to call it the Urban Homesteading Act. So if you saw Urban Homesteading Act, you wouldn't know what the hell it was, right? It's a house for $1, right? So, okay, your local library, people don't forget about that. That's wonderful. They'll do research for you. They know experts, particularly local sources for money and help. And then your elected official. Watch this video there we have on how to use your elected official because they are the most important source that we all have, and they'll work for you for free. They want to do this for free because if they help you with something, you'll vote for them no matter what they do. They get caught with their hand in a cookie jar, and as long as they got you a $50,000 grant or something, you'll still vote for them probably. And they know that. This is why they stay in business. All their staff is aimed at doing favors for constituents, people like you who are going to vote. And they want to do that. And they have special access to government offices that you and I don't. You and I have to go in the front door. These people have a backdoor phone number to call because the government office gets paid from the congressmen and senators, the elected officials. That's where they get their money. They don't get it from us. We give it to the government, and then Congress decides how to spend it. So that's why they keep everybody in Congress happy. So they'll answer a question and solve the problem a lot faster from them than they will you or me. That's just the way the world works. May not be right, may not be justice or whatever, but that's what it is. And it's a system. We all have access to it no matter who we are in this country. And that's what I'm trying to do is make sure everybody knows what's available and how to use it. Because if you don't, you're going to go on Google and think that's reality when it's not. Man, there's so much there for us all if we just start using it.